Welcome to the Spirits, Angels, and Guides Oh My podcast.
Where the supernatural gets real, baby. Hey, beautiful people. Okay, I'm just going to say something that might trigger, because that's my specialty, a few people, but it needs to be said. You are not blocked. Okay? You might feel stuck. You might feel disconnected, babies. You might feel like spirit has gone quiet. But what if, and hear me out here, my boos, nothing has gone quiet at all? That the truth is, spirit already spoke and you didn't move, right? Today we're getting honest about that.
Welcome, everyone, to Spirits, Angels, and Guides Oh My. I am Nancy Christine Brady.
And I'm Tara Diana.
And today we're diving into something that comes up all the time in this work, that feeling of being blocked. And not just your spiritual connection, but in your life, your decisions, your clarity, your direction. And what I love about this conversation, Tara, is that it's not about taking power away from people. It's actually about giving it back. Because when we understand what's really happening, we realize we're not stuck. We're just being asked to respond in a different way.
Do you know what I just pictured? You know, Kung Fu Panda? You can't see me, you can't see me, you can't see me. I just totally pictured that. Oh my goodness. Okay. And sometimes we don't like the way we're being asked. And that's a real thing, friends. Like, we don't like the way we're being approached about it.
Oh, 100%, because it usually requires honesty, right? With ourselves.
With ourselves. So, I sometimes feel like being blocked is a story we tell ourselves, like almost like it's an excuse. So let's slow this right down for a second. Because this word blocked, people throw it around like it's a fact. Like it just hits hard. I actually loathe the word because I feel that once people hear it, they embody it.
Yeah.
If a reader says, "Oh, you're blocked," immediately it's like it sinks into you and you're like wearing that. You're owning it. She said, "I'm blocked."
The mind is so powerful. Our subconscious will like throw that and go, okay, you're blocked.
Yeah, and that's it. Done, period. That's my whole but it's not a fact. It's an interpretation. Right? It's an interpretation and it's used that way. No one's actually blocked, right? You always have a way to move around something. And usually, it's an interpretation that makes you feel powerless. Okay? Yeah. When you say, "I'm blocked," what you're actually saying, friends, is, something outside of me has taken something away from me. And that right there is the first problem, my boos.
Yeah, because it immediately removes responsibility from the situation. Right? And it makes it feel like something has to be fixed externally instead of looking at ourselves internally.
Oh my God. So true. And listen, I get why people go there. I do. I really, really do. It's because it's easier to believe you're blocked, right? Than to ask yourself, what the fluff am I not doing? Like, what am I not doing? Yeah. And that question, like, sit with that for a second. That question is hella uncomfortable. What am I not doing? What am I doing is way easier, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Because then you can suddenly spew all this stuff off that you're doing. And suddenly, usually you realize you're doing way too much of the wrong stuff. But anyway, I digress. What I am not doing, that is, what's the word I'm looking for? That causes you to have to think, to have to pause, to have to take a moment and like step back. What am I not doing? What am I not doing? And then you really have to think about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of sitting in that, instead of sitting in what I'm not doing, because we're uncomfortable, we go, I must be blocked. Again, Kung Fu Panda, right? I'm not going to see it. I must be blocked. It's literally, and I say this with my full heart, babies, like an excuse for not doing the expansive work on yourself, for not going deeper.
Right. And it actually gives a sense of explanation without creating change.
Oh my gosh, that's good, girl. Well done. Good girl. Um, it explains the feeling, but it doesn't move us forward. We don't actually do anything with it. We're still sitting right there going, what have I not done? Oh, I'm blocked. Okay, well, that's good. Now I know. And here's the truth. You are always connected. Always connected. And I'm not just talking with spirit. I'm talking about in your everyday lives, baby. You always have the ability to move.
Yeah.
Right? You always have the ability to think, to process, right? To physically get up and change a situation. You got that. You don't turn this on and off like a light switch. Okay, well, that's not true. When I connect to spirit, I turn on and off like a light switch, but that's a talk for another day.
Me
What
too.
changes is how much you're engaging with it,
Yeah.
right? And engagement with the connection requires participation. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah, babies. You're connected all day, every day. So let's just take a couple minutes, and Nan, let's talk about subtle ways we disconnect. So those of you who do practitioner work, so you're practicing spiritual metaphysical work, this is going to hit a little differently than maybe someone who is just doing the empowerment work, just doing the higher self work, the intuitive self work. So let's go a little deeper, because this is where people start to recognize themselves. And this isn't always obvious avoidance, right? This is subtle, sneaky. Sneaky's a good word. Makes me think of fox.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. I always get the fox and the coyote. Like, coyote is mischief to me.
Yeah.
But fox is like sneaky. Sneaky.
Yeah.
What are those little tiny Arctic foxes? Are those the little white ones?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. So not obvious avoidance. Most of it is subtle, though. Let's be honest. Most of it sneaks in, and we have paid zero attention because life is so consuming in our human form. And if it's sneaky, you can actually convince yourself you're doing everything right. Because you're just going on with life. Well, in fact, think about it for a second. You're likely doing the exact opposite. So in essence, you're doing everything wrong.
So this is where it becomes basically awareness becomes everything.
It's so funny. The older I get, the less aware I think I am. You know how people talk, Nan, about wisdom, and you're like, oh, I'm so wise because I'm this age or whatever. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
I literally think, and I'm going to say this and someone's going to come at me. I'm saying this in love and light, but I feel dumber than I can't remember things. I'm like, what? Literally, like, someone says something to me. I said, I never said that. They're like, you absolutely said that. I'm like, I absolutely did not. And they're like, I have proof. And I'm like, oh, damn. You know, in your gut, you said it. But again, awareness does become everything. And as a medium, I'm trained to be aware when I'm doing the work. What I'm doing in my human life, God help us all. But in my spirit work, I'm aware. Now I'm trying to learn how to blend that into my muggle work. So let's walk through this slowly, because I feel like the only way to do this is in a slow, gentle pace.
That's fair.
Thank you. Thank you. I knew you were along for this ride. One, you start second guessing. Okay, you're going to receive something from spirit. You're going to receive something intuitively, and instead of trusting it, you're going to question it. You're going to be like, what? No, really? You do all those things that happen, and questioning turns into analyzing. Okay, and analyzing literally shuts down the flow, because you've gone from the right side of the brain, which is your creative, your connection to spirit, to the universe, all that blah, blah, blah. And then you've flown to the left side, which is your analytical, logical side. And that's where you're like, well, I'm just going to be human here. Not that there's anything wrong with being human, but you see what I'm meaning, right?
Well, once you're in your left brain, you're no longer in connection. You're going to the human side of the brain.
That is the absolute truth. And that's why when Nan and I talk about this in our classes, in our readings and whatnot, we're like, oh, you are like left braining this. We are literally saying you have decided that logic and the analytical side of things is the only way to go with this. And especially when we're doing mentorship, Nan, when we are talking about this,
Yeah.
People are like, I'm like, no, you're not connected. And they're like, I am so. And I'm like, you are not. Listen to what you just said. And they'll be like, oh, that was all ego based. How come? And I'll say, because you went left side, right?
Yeah,
And I know you teach very similar to the way I teach. I mean, we all have different kind of flows, but I know you do. So I know you get that.
I get it. I
Okay,
totally get it.
two people, two. You stop making time for
Oh my God, this is such a big one because when we first start out, we're so flippin' passionate and it's all we do is eat, live, breathe, think this, right?
it. Which actually, oh my God, can I be for real, for real?
Yeah.
And this shouldn't deter anyone, but that excitement, when someone coming to me for mentorship gets that excited, I literally dummy them down. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, okay, let's breathe here because they're gonna burn out from it, and they're
Yeah.
not gonna get what they need. How do I want to say this? They're not gonna get what they need as quickly as they could. So they're going to waste time in this because they're excited and they're taking on too many things. Like, seriously, Nan, how many people do you know that come to you for animal communication, but on the side, they're talking to like 14 different people about, pendulums and meditation and all this stuff? Focus on one thing at a time, people. There's plenty. There's
Yeah, they
plenty
get
of
burnout
time.
and overload, and it's kind of that tortoise and hare thing where a slow and steady wins the race,
For
right?
real. And you may think, peoples, when you're looking at me, that I'm not that person. I talk fast, I act fast, I do everything. But I also know if you stop making time for it, there's going to be a problem. So
Mm.
let's be honest with that. I want to say this. You can go one of two ways. Like Nan just said, you can become so overzealous that you're just like eat, breathe, dream, whatever, spiritualism, metaphysical, or you can become the person who's like, this was hard, and subconsciously in your mind you're like, I got other things to do. So you had time to scroll, you had time to overthink. I always have time to overthink, right? You had time to talk about your problems. Nan and I were talking before we came on here, and I was telling her about some stuff that was going on. She goes, oh, I'll talk, I'm always here for you to talk to me. And I'm like, I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of repeating it. And she laughed so hard. She was like, I get it. The offer still stands. But here's the other thing. You time to talk about your problems, time to overthink things, time to, I don't know, scroll. I do all those things, but you didn't sit with yourself. You didn't take the time to like take a moment for you. So you're not sitting in your power.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
and Tara, that's the part that people don't want to admit, but let's be realistic though too. Life does get in the way, but you still have to make the time. Make and dedicate the time and then spirit knows you're committed.
exactly. And the spirit's not wanting you to be on 24/7, my booze. That's not what we're
No.
talking about. And if that is what you're thinking, I will promise you this. You will burn out faster than you can shake a stick at, or you'll become so etheric you become eccentric. I said what I said.
You did.
Well, and because people don't want to admit that, they don't think it's real, but it is hella real. It is real.
Yeah.
Okay? So, three. See that? One, two, three. That's the place where you are waiting for like confirmation. You wait
Mm.
for confirmation. And you're waiting for that aha moment. And I actually was talking to someone in one of my mentorship class. I think it was the intuitive development one. She was in there. She's doing good work. She does not trust anything she gets.
Mm.
So I asked her, Nan, I said, hey, boo, what are you waiting for? Like, why won't you take that?
Yeah.
It's right. Why won't you just? And she's like, well, I don't know. And she gave me all the usual stuff. I don't know if it's me. I'm making it up. I don't know if it's. And I said, what are you waiting for?
Mhm.
I think you're waiting for like some big aha moment, like you're going to get struck by lightning, and that will tell you that spirit and you are connected. I said, you can wait forever for that.
Oof.
Forever.
Yeah.
Not everyone, and maybe this is a teaching moment, but not everyone connects the same way. And these big, huge moments, these big, massive moments are rare. Are rare.
100%.
So when people talk about them, though, everyone's thinking like, "Oh my God, that's what should happen to me. That hasn't happened to me. I can't." Ugh, you already
But
got the message. Pardon?
a lot of that's like Hollywood has totally gleamed over that, or even a lot of the books that you buy and you read,
Mhm.
and they really make these grandiose sort of this happened, and and it's the first thing I think about being raised Catholic is like when Moses was standing on the rock and God came down and gave the Ten Commandments. People are waiting for that kind of moment, Tara, and it just doesn't happen that way. It's
That's
so
a great. And what are the Ten Commandments really? Common sense.
yeah.
They're common sense. Don't sleep with your neighbor.
Okay, now we're taking the podcast in a whole new direction.
And don't steal from them and be a good person. God damn it. Just do what you gotta do. So here's my thing. If you're waiting for confirmation, but you already got the message, what you're actually doing is like, I want some backup here, please.
Can I have a signier sign, please?
It's like, hey, 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 who's got my back here? Right? Don't leave me standing all alone in this. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard. That's like kind of it. And you've seen me do platform work. And I've rescued people on platform because platform can be scary. I will never let anyone falter up there.
Yeah.
If I have any say in it, I will never let anyone falter. But I'm literally like thinking to myself, you can stand on platform if you're with me. I got your back because I will never let you falter. So you can ask someone else. You can ask someone else, and you can ask someone else for confirmation, and so on and so on and so on. But now you're not building the trust with spirit in you.
Hmm.
Right? Because spirit trusts you. Remember, spirit never fails us. You're weakening it because
Yeah.
you are relying on other people. Can
Yeah.
I say something here super quick, Nan, though?
Sure.
I want to put some context to this a little bit. I'm not talking about when you are giving, let's say you're on platform. Platform is just an easy space for me to go to, you guys, when talking about giving messages and things. So when you're on platform and you're giving a message to someone, you are waiting for confirmation. When you look at the person, you say, does this resonate with you? Do you understand this? You are looking for that confirmation because what that does is it stabilizes you in the moment with the spirit so that you can keep going. You know you're on the right path. That is psychologically for you as a human.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. Does it resonate with you?
It does, and but we're not asking them to lead us or give us answers, and um what do we call that all the time when
Fishing.
fishing? Thank you. We're not asking for the fishing. It's just and when I'm doing my readings, it's the same thing. Is this landing? Do I have the right person? Because you need the confirmation to move forward in the connection.
Exactly. So, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's a
And
difference.
and if you're leading towards outside people for that validation, the more that is the fishing, or that is just the confirmation that what you're getting above and beyond what Tara and I are using as an example, where you go, does this sound right? And you're constantly replaying that story over and over. The more that you're outsourcing that story, the more that you're outsourcing needing the validation from two or three or 10 people, the less you're trusting your own connection.
That is so for real. And here's the kicker, you are still receiving, you just aren't acting on it.
Mm.
You're sitting in that space and you're like, do I say it? Do I don't say it? And again, this goes back to all the lived experience you and I have as readers, as teachers, right? Like, oh, I should have said that I had that. Do you know what that sounds like to me now? I mean, I've had this happen to me myself where I've given a reading, I've said everything. There was something I didn't just feel 100% good in saying, so I didn't say it. And then in the end, they're like, oh, and this and this and this. And I just wanted to kick myself. And people do that. They're like, oh, I should have said that. I don't say that anymore. If I've missed something that I knew was there and I didn't say it, yet it was valid, it was evidence or whatever it was, and I
Mhm.
didn't say it, I don't do that. Oh, I had that. I never do that. And do you know why I never do that?
Because you trust yourself.
Well,
And
I wasn't trusting myself in the moment, so I had that little bit of a glitch. I don't say, oh, I had it because I feel like that's like I don't know what the word is, Nan. You know when someone says, you say, oh, you know, and my mother used to plant dandelions. Who plants dandelions? But my mom used to plant dandelions. And I saw that in my head, and I didn't give it to you because it didn't make sense to me when I should have just given it to you. I don't go, oh my God, I totally got that. I
Well,
don't
it
do that.
discredits your authenticity.
It makes me sound like I'm just grasping at straws to try to
Yeah.
make myself look better.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say to you. Don't do that, people. Don't do that. Okay. Let's talk about avoidance, because for me that is the absolute real issue in all of what we're talking about here, the blocked blah blah blah. And you know, I consider this to be a truth bomb, and you guys know I love a good truth bomb. So let's say it. This is not about you being blocked.
Mm.
This is about you avoiding something. And usually it's something you already know you need to do.
Yeah.
Even with me, what I just said to you, Nan, I just needed to say it. I
Yeah.
should have just said, even if I said it like this, does your mom plant dandelions?
Right. But the thing is too, you and I have both learned you always give every message no matter how ridiculous, because if you're trying to understand it, you're going into left brain. You're
Exactly.
right.
Don't
And
leave it out. Just give it.
yeah. And I see this constantly. People say they're confused, but when you sit with them, they literally say the answer out loud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I know I need to set about. That's why we say readings. Oh, that's why we say readings. I'm so passionate right now, Nan. Are mostly confirmations and affirmations, right?
Yeah.
Truthfully, if you're not doing straight up evidential mediumship. So they come in and they're like, yeah, I know I need to set a boundary. Yeah, I've been meaning to deal with that. Yeah, I probably should. And we're like, there it is.
And
Run.
it's always the thing that feels the most uncomfortable for them, right?
Because it requires change, and us as humans hate
We
change.
do hate change.
We hate it. And it's not surface level change. That's probably the problem. It's identity level change.
Yeah.
And the moment you go from like just surface level anything, it requires work.
But
You're
yeah.
not just doing something different, you're becoming someone different. That's
And
growth.
that is growth, and that can feel so scary even when you know it's right. Like, and I remember when I was being trained, just really quickly, and one of the mediums that I studied with, she said, you got to work on unpacking your own suitcase of baggage before you go and help and work with other people,
Oh
because they're
God, no lie.
right, they're bringing all that stuff, and that type of getting, I mean, no one's ever going to be 100% with their suitcase unpacked before they do the work. I
So
know you
true.
we both have our suitcase that still is baggage we're unpacking, right? But we're talking surface, like just beneath the surface level stuff that's feeling scary that people can work through, right?
Yeah. So what do we do then? We delay. That's you know what I was when I was putting this together. I was thinking to myself, what do we do? Like, do we just live? No, we delay things. We distract things. We
Yeah.
rationalize. Oh my gosh, I am terrible for that. I am like, no, you don't understand. It's like this because of this because of this. Thank goodness I have like slapped myself silly a bit and calmed down. But I love to rationalize things to make it work for me. No, I'm positive I'm right in this. We tell ourselves, I need more clarity, right? That is a huge thing, though, with people in our classes, in mentorships, in group circles, is that they'll be like, I just need a little bit more. That little bit more you need, my babies, that clarity, that's for you and your humanness to feel comfortable. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, right? It goes the same with I'll wait until I'm ready.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
You're never gonna be ready. You're never going to be ready. Just do it.
When I was talking about I had a circle that's been running 7 years, and this woman pipes up and says to me, oh, 7 years? They don't get it? I'm like, No, it's not that they don't get it. She said, no, they're not ready to go forth. I said, some of them, it's got nothing to do with that. It is literally like they want to keep practicing and growing and whatever. I said, but it's not that they need more clarity or they don't feel ready. It's that this isn't the path they're choosing. They're doing this for them.
Yeah.
But it made me laugh my head off because you should have seen the way she looked at me. She's like, they've been in your circle for 7 years.
But that's not a bad thing. That's
That's
not that.
right. Like, it doesn't mean they're not getting anywhere.
Yeah. It's development, it's work, it's yeah, exactly.
And that brings me back to what we're talking about. And one of the things people say a lot is, I just need one more sign. And that brings me back to the woman I was talking about in intuitive development. She's looking for that ultimate sign, though.
Yeah. Yeah. And that all sounds really logical. And I think we all do that out the gate. I even did that. I remember the first time my sort of power master animal, spirit animal spoke to me and I needed a sign, but I needed a signier sign. So I asked for 3 signs and I got them. And I kid you not, and I know you've heard this story before, but I'll share it quickly for our first time listeners. And for those who know us, know my main animal is a raven. And so I literally had one show up when I had to go to work. You drive past the airport, and there was one sitting there, like in the middle of a field where they never are. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. Okay, that's great. But could you give me a sign or your sign? Because I had asked for 3. I went downtown to one of my sales meetings and I was coming back from it. And on the back of a all black van was one of those personalized license plates that said Raven. And I went, that's cool. Could I have one more though? This was years and years and years ago. And I was like, okay. And then I came home and then there was like a PBS special on ravens. I'm like, okay, that's 3. I'll take it. Like, and yeah.
So why do you think you needed 3, though?
Because again, it was like the very beginning of my development. Like I said, it was many moons ago. Um, and I think as a human, we go into that left logical brain. Oh no, that's just a coincidence, right? This is just me going, I want this so badly. There it is. And then you're not really going, no, but spirit listened and gave you a sign. And you're going, no, 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 that's just coincidence, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, no, that's true. That's true. And I mean, we can do whatever we want to do. We could ask for 10 signs. I mean, but I
yeah,
don't have the patience for that. So I'd lose sight of them after like 3, right? I'd be like, oh, there's probably 27 signs, but I didn't see it. And part of that is, we talked about this all sounding logical, right? I just need one
yeah.
more sign. I wait until I feel ready. I need more clarity. All those things. Yeah, that sounds logical, but it's still avoidance.
Uh-huh. Say it louder for the people in the back, Tara.
It's still avoidance. So let's make this real. My husband's probably in the other room going, what the hell is she doing in there?
I think he
Oh, I
does that
didn't wake up
whenever we
Sam, though. So let's make this real, you guys. Someone is told to speak their truth. Okay? Someone
yeah.
is told to speak their truth, and they don't. They stay quiet. They're staying quiet to avoid conflict, keep the peace. Oh. And then they
Ooh,
say, I feel disconnected. I got goosebumps when I said that. You
yeah.
can't see it, but I do. I got goosebumps.
But that's a lot of it, keeping the peace. That's a big one,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the moment of disconnection is actually the moment that they didn't act.
That's it. Like, no lie detected, baby. After speaking the truth, not after, you always need to speak the truth. Always. Always
Yeah,
speaking the truth, period.
yeah.
Or someone is told to rest and instead they push harder, right?
Oh, yeah,
They
that's
override their body, keep going, burn out, and then they say, oh, I feel off.
yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
Tara. How
And
are
we
you?
could do a whole podcast on burnout, I
We
think.
should do. We should totally do a whole podcast on burnout. Oh my gosh.
But
We should do it laying down on a couch.
just and like we'll have our heads opposite, side to side, and we can just videotape our heads.
And we could just be like having like some kind of psychiatry. We could have one of our husbands hovering over us holding the camera.
Exactly.
Okay.
But spirit didn't leave. They just weren't listened to.
Okay, bang on. Again, look at you go, Nan. The thing is spirit doesn't leave.
No.
Spirit's just sitting there going, okay, twiddling their thumbs, right? Sometimes someone is told to trust themselves. Again, we're just going through some thought processes here, but instead they ask everyone else. We say this one a lot. Do not look for validation from other people. And I'm going to tell you why, baby, because those people aren't getting the message from Spirit. You are.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're confused. Now you're confused because you asked 20 people who all had 20 versions of what you should be doing, and et cetera, et cetera. Now you're sitting there and you're like, what the fluff?
That's because they moved away from their own knowing, their own trust.
And this is what avoidance looks like in real life.
Do do do.
So, okay. So I've already talked a little bit about this with the client, but I'm gonna give you guys another scenario again because I feel like this I want this to land specifically for those
Folks.
folks, specifically for the people who are in mentorships or taking circles or classes. So let's walk through this like I would with a client. So someone comes to me and says, I feel blocked.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm laughing. Okay, I feel blocked. I don't know what to do. I can't connect. And the first thing I'm going to ask them is, what's the last thing you were guided to do?
Okay. And that question alone usually shifts everything, doesn't it, Tara?
It does. It does. Immediately, it does. The moment they hear that, it hits. Because they'll pause and then say, well, I was thinking about, or there was something about, and then it comes out.
Right. Yeah. And it's almost always clear once they say it out loud.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's like they need to like hear it from the outside. And then I'll ask, oh, okay, boo, why haven't you done it? And here's where it gets real. Because now they're sitting in front of me and we're like eye to eye.
Yeah.
And they're like, they feel safe enough to say it. Right? That a good reader will make their sitter feel safe.
Yeah.
And they'll say to me things like, because I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know how it'll go.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest one is because it might change things.
Ooh, that is big. And that's the moment where that truth is actually landing with them.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then I say, so you're not blocked. You're choosing free will, choice, personal responsibility, not to move. And that's not harsh, right? And that exactly is what I would say.
Yeah.
You're not blocked, but you're not using your free will choice. Like, I will come right into that space. And that, I don't feel like I'm being cruel or mean or judgmental. I feel like when I say something like that to them, I'm empowering them to think differently.
Yeah, because now they can actually do something about it. They can do the work. Taking personal responsibility is a big thing, Tara.
The personal responsibility aspect of the work we do with spirit or in anything we do, I truly believe is the end all be all to our growth.
Mm-hmm.
We take personal responsibility for the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I love this topic. What else should we talk about with it? How about how it shows up in real life?
Okay.
Let's talk about business a little bit. So you know you need to show up. You know you need to be visible. You know you need to speak clearly about what you do, and you don't. And then you say, my business feels stuck.
And it's not stuck. Again, we're waiting for action.
Yeah, you're good at this. Okay, let me give you another one. Let's do relationships. Let's do
Okay.
relationships. Okay, you know something needs to be said. You know a boundary needs to be set. You know something doesn't feel right, but you avoid it. And then you say, this feels off.
Because the truth hasn't been honored.
Oh my God, look at you go, girl.
Oh,
Okay, let's do another one. Let's do spiritual growth.
okay.
Okay, you know you need to sit. You know you need to connect. You know you need to trust yourself, but you don't. And then you say those 3 words, I feel blocked. Go, Nan.
And the connection is still there. You're just not meeting it or paying attention to it.
This was fun. Same pattern, different area, right? Absolute same pattern, different area.
Yeah.
So, what is spirit waiting for? Like, what is spirit waiting for, you guys? Not waiting for anything.
No.
Not waiting for you to nail it perfectly. It's waiting for you to participate.
And the participation can be small, Tara.
Yes, you can get a little participation badge. The one that my
Yeah.
husband refused to go back to my kids' sports days because he's like, absolutely not. No one, not everyone gets a participation badge. I was like, oh, you competitive son of a gun. He's chucking Ryan across, finish lines. Um, but you're right. Participation can be small. It's like one uncomfortable step, an honest moment, an aligned decision. That's all it has to be to start.
Yeah. And then everything can start moving again, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So where's your reset? Here's your reset. I'll give you your reset. You want me to give you a reset? I'll give you a reset. Stop asking why you're blocked.
Say that again for the people in the back.
Stop asking why you're blocked. And start asking, what am I avoiding?
And be honest with yourself, people.
Please, please. Then do it.
Yeah.
Let it be messy. Let it be imperfect. Let it be hella uncomfortable. It's okay. You don't need clarity first. You get clarity because you moved.
And that's how trust builds.
I'm so giddy. This is like, because I want everyone to let this land. Please let this land. Okay? I'm going to say this the way I would say to my clients. You are not stuck. Stuck. You are not stuck.
You're not
I would
stuck.
not, I would not say it like that to my clients. You are not stuck. You are not blocked. You are not being ignored by spirit. Goddess forbid.
Yeah.
You are being asked to show up. And a lot of people talk to me, say they want growth, say they want clarity, say they want connection, and when it actually requires something from them, they want either me to do it, oh, Tara will do it for me. They hesitate. They'll wait and they'll avoid, and when they wonder why nothing is changing, it's because they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Nothing changes because you didn't. That's it. That's it. And that's not judgment. I'm not judging you. Spirit doesn't judge you, babies. Spirit actually doesn't even have expectations of you. They just wait.
Yeah.
Patiently. And that's the truth. And truth is what moves you. So if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, this might be me, good. Good. We've nailed you. Because now you can do something about it, babies. You can go back to the last thing you were guided to do and do it.
Yeah.
As long as it's for the highest and best of everyone around you.
Disclaimer.
Let's just put that out there. Good come to me, good go through me. Remember those words. And that's where your next level is.
Yeah.
Period. So I love this episode. It's a little bit longer than we usually do, but I love this episode. I thought this was such an important conversation. So, hey guys, if this episode hit you, if you found yourself somewhere in this conversation, I want you to sit with that. We want you to sit with that. Don't scroll past it. Don't brush it off, babies. Actually take a moment and ask yourself, what the fluff am I avoiding? Because that right there is going to be your next step.
Yeah. And as always, we are so grateful that you're here with us, having these conversations, being open, and really doing the work, because that's what this is all about.
This isn't just about listening for real. It's about applying it. And if you're ready to go deeper with this work, whether it's development, connection, or just understanding your own intuitive self on a whole new level, you can find us.
You can follow us on our platforms or on Instagram, and Instagram handle is Spirits, Angels, and Guides. Oh, bye.
You tried to say that too fast and it got all mumbled.
It was just like blah, blah, blah.
And of course, if you're looking for more support, guys, more teachings, or you want to step into this work in a real way, you can find me at Spirit Essence by Tara Diana and Nancy at Nancy Christine Brady on IG, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, That's all I'm on. My website, your website.
Absolutely. And we would love for you to subscribe and follow and share the podcast with anyone who you feel might need to hear this message.
Because let's be real, we all know someone avoiding something.
Absolutely.
All right. We love you guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Stay divine, lovies.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the wonderfully weird and metaphysical.
If you loved what you heard, don't forget to follow us for more insights and behind the scenes fun.